Hello, my friends. I'm Levi. I'm here with my friend Paulo. I'm his MMA student. No, I met Paulo at the gym a couple years ago. Just had a great connection with him. He's a Muay Thai instructor. So why don't you tell me about yourself? I'm the American man here, you know, for all your audience. You want to tell me about yourself? Just a little introduction, who you are.
All right. So, I'm Paulo, right, guys? Most of you know me as a Coach Paulo, but I arrived here in US in 2017, like November, if I'm not wrong, 17 as well. Uh, and then start to train in a gym in Huntington Beach, Kings MMA. After 1 year, I was around like start to train and teach as well, to cover one or two classes, and then start to be my class. And then after I started to teach, most of my time was just teaching. I was
Okay.
not even able most of the time to train. I was training one, twice a week. If was not being enough, but was being great for me as a coach. And then in 2018, I started to teach in Total MMA in Tustin. For the gym owner Juliano Prado, a big friend. And then I'm still there. I'm still teaching over there. Most of my friends came from there, and then from Total MMA. After those years, I started to teach as well in when we met you at UFC. I just was there for a year, make a very good friends like you. And
Thank
then
you.
I learned a lot with my friend Richie, Jamie as well. And all the students. I'm 40 years old. I trained martial arts since I was five. I started with Taekwondo. Around 11 years old, I started kickboxing, started my city because taekwondo was not having any kind of competition, so I was trying to challenge myself a little bit. And then around 15 to 16, I will start the Muay Thai. So my Muay Thai arrived in my city, my friends, hey, you need to see what the gym, we start to train over there. I think you're gonna like. And I was there. The guy beat the shit off me the first 3 days, and then I like it. I really like it because very different from Taekwondo, also very different from kickboxing. Then it was just love right there. Since then, I started to train Muay Thai as a student, and then as a fighter. Uh, I make many fights. I have 31 professional fights. I won 26, and I lost five. Five fights. In MMA, I fight as well. Have 5 wins and one lost. In Jiu-Jitsu, I have a couple fights. I don't know how many, but I would say around 10, 15. I
Oh
never
wow.
compete a lot in Jiu-Jitsu. Um, and that's it, man. Like, it's my passion, martial arts. I really like to connect my students. I don't like just to think about it's just 1 hour. I really
Yeah.
like to. I like to know what you need. I like
Mhm.
because what you need is different than the other one, which is different than the other one. It's a group class, but at the same time, as a coach, I need to figure out to make what gonna work better for you.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's gonna be a good class for one, two persons, and for the most of the class, most of the students not gonna be the same. So
Hmm.
find the balance. Find
Yeah.
the balance.
Yeah. Balance is important. So let me recap. So you came from
Brazil.
Brazil. You came from Brazil. You came to America, where obviously we met. But my question is, why did you come to America? What was the reason I asked that is I've met a lot of people in the MMA community that are actually from Brazil, and I've actually never stopped and asked them what was the reason for coming to America. So
Hmm.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, well, I had experience in different countries, training and fighting, but somehow US never was in the radar, because I know because Muay Thai never was so big here. Muay Thai always was Asia, Brazil, Holland, but US MMA. But the way USC martial arts is different. Like
Mhm.
we have much more respect, we have much more space to work. We can apply our experience in a different way because we also receive a different like perspective. So my friends always told me, dude, you need to go in US. I think you're gonna be very welcome over there. You apply your Muay Thai, your way to teach, and you're gonna make friends and you're gonna grow over there. But I was like, okay. But one day, my friend, Amon, he told me he have a he's an old friend with Fabrício Verdun, UFC fighter back in the days. And he talked about me. He was wanting to have a space, for me to train and introduce me for him. And then he talked with Rafael Cordero, and then after a couple months, he bring the answer, like, hey, in a Saturday morning, um, I f- Rafael accept you. You need to go there, and but it's on you. You go there. You don't have place to go. You just go there to train, and they're gonna smash you. They're gonna beat you. But I know you have potential. I know you're gonna make it. Like, all right. So I put all my focus on that. I train a lot to arrive here sharp, very sharp with my Muay Thai and my Jiu Jitsu. Have any injury back in the day where I was fresh and feeling great, strong, and I made it. So I think the to answer your question in the best way, I think the what bring me to US was the way I think is opportunity. I think we have more respect and everybody appreciate much more martial arts here. Like if you compare US with Brazil, like in Brazil, people like think you just choose martial arts because you don't like school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have this like vision, so they think you probably born and you 3 days later you're already a soccer player, a famous guy. They think you don't have the struggle. So for me, it was like the same way is for a soccer guy, for a Muay Thai guy, or MMA fighter, or Jiu Jitsu. Like nothing special,
Right.
From Brazil is like this. Like we have a hard life, most of us, and you learn a lot from the struggle. So you will choose sooner or later which direction you go, the good way or the bad, like good
Yeah.
direction, bad direction. So I choose the sport. Of course, as a teenager, I did my shit as well. I never was an angel ever. Uh, I changed my life around 19 years old when I realized I was not doing what I was supposed to do. So then I start to teach, and then it's much more responsibility. Because people trust on you, they see you, they want to be like you. So anything you go do good is good, but if you do anything bad, it's much worse.
Yeah.
So you need to be careful.
So you came to America for chasing opportunity.
Yes.
Let me ask you, when you arrived in America, did you come by yourself? Were you married? Did you have kids? Or did you come with parents? And following that question, how did you feel when you came to America? Were you lonely? Was it a culture shock?
Man, good question, Levi. Of course, you made this one, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I came by myself. I after I have the positive answer from Ramon and Fabrizio Verdun, I was like about to save money, because I have a daughter, Sophia, and I have to leave money, for her with my ex-wife. So every month I need to give the money. So I was working a lot this whole year to save 1 year, perfect 1 year in little envelope, January, February, March, April, May, until December, because I knew it when I arrived here, I'm not gonna have a job. I'm not gonna make money, but my daughter need the money. So I came here with 3,000. I arrived in the US with 3 grand and by myself in I rent a room in Airbnb in Found Valley. And the owner of the house was Mohammed, and I stayed there for a year and a half. Like hustling, and then after I have my permit, start to work. Make my money, but not easy. Never was easy. My money was gone after I don't know 45 days. So
Yeah.
without help, I was not be able to stay at all.
Did you miss your family? Like, was it a culture shock? You came here with 3 grand in your pocket, good old America,
No
chasing the
English.
American dream.
Yeah,
Was it a culture shock? It's a different like
super hard.
and especially with leaving your family, like your mother, your dad.
Yeah.
What were your feelings?
Scary, to be honest, very scary because my mom always had a big connection for her, and also my daughter, Sophia.
Yeah.
For me, it was very hard to leave them, not for the country, not stuff like this. To be very honest, I was my focus was to grow, so my focus was just in make happen, no plan B,
Okay.
plan A. I knew I was gonna make it, but I knew I was gonna struggle. But it was very hard to leave my mom and my daughter and my dad as well. Um, but yeah, man, like the culture was very hard because in Brazil we are very warm. You know how I am. Like
Yeah.
we loud and hug and everything. And here you guys are more calm, like to observe a lot. Like I learned the lesson. But was for me was this part was hard because my English was almost zero. So I was like feeling I was in a different planet, to be honest. Everybody like blah, 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 talking, and then you understand absolute nothing.
Yeah.
And then I was afraid, like, dude, how are we gonna make money here? I need to learn. I have to learn, and I need to learn fast. So I started to watch a bunch of shows in movies I already watched in Brazil. So I knew it how what it was speaking already because it was in Portuguese, but I put always in English to start to assimilate what it was talking, automatic. Like American Got Talent, every night, like old movies every night, like 3, 4, 5 hours a day, every single day, and this helped me a lot. Beside this, when I rent my room, I make sure have any Brazilian over there, you know, because I was needing to learn English. And if I'm close to someone from Brazil and I don't have English, of course I'm gonna speak Portuguese with the guy.
Right.
So was was the best choice in my opinion was this, like to not be surround all the time with Brazilians, but I had a bunch of Brazilian in the gym as well.
Yeah.
So outside the gym, just English, in many struggle and many hard time.
Well, it sounded like you said that inside the gym you had your people, which is cool because it gave you a place of comfort,
Yeah,
familiarity. Um, so then with your life right now, are you married? Do you have kids?
yeah.
And if so, let's talk about how
hmm
you met your wife.
I met my wife. I met my wife when I was teaching over there in Huntington Beach in Kings, Cassie, and we have 3 kids. I have a stepson and stepdaughter, Ray and Alex. I have my little baby, PJ, 3 years old, and I have my princess in Brazil, Sophia. So 4 kids like you
Yeah,
know,
just like me, 4 kids.
4 kids, a big family, and she helped me a lot. Like it's very important to have someone who really believes on you, not
Yeah,
fake, like really believe in you and support you. And she helped me a lot to grow as a person. As everyone I had a very hard time with sometime with money, sometime with my mental. And then she was always there, and always every single time supporting and helping a lot. So I'm very grateful to for my wife, for my family. And she was training before martial arts as well, Muay Thai. My kids train jiu-jitsu and kickboxing as well. So martial arts is something we really we are in,
yeah.
has to be, like it's my life, right? My lifestyle.
When you came to America and you had your art, martial arts, um, how important is that to you? And then especially since you said your kids train, how important is martial arts to children?
A lot, like especially right now. Back in the days when I grow up, we run the street, we skateboard and climbing everything, running, no shoes, soccer. It's very Brazilian childhood, especially in the 90s. But right now, the kids are too much in the house, too much video game,
Yeah,
too much like, and they don't have too many people to talk with.
yeah,
It's the family in the school, house, school, you know. So at the gym they have the opportunity to talk with different people, to see different relationship, to build their own friendship, learn a martial arts, learn to have discipline. Many of the parents ask for the help, many times they're like, hey, I'm struggling with my kid, can you help me? And that is our job as well as a coach, to teach, discipline. What time you need to arrive? You need to ball. Why you need to ball? Because this and that. Explain, being very honest, but also you need to be firm. The kids they understand a boundary. Like in the automatic, they're gonna transfer this for their house. So many times they probably like, man, my kid even make his bed right now. And then we never told the kid to make his bed, but probably some of his friends was talking and interacting, and he had that information, and you're like, oh, so I'm supposed to do this as well. And then day by day they're gonna learning and learning and learning and automatically being a better kid. So as a coach, talking about me, my main goal is like I want to build a better person. You know, I'm not thinking to build a UFC, PFL champion. I wanna build a good husband, a good wife, a good son, a good daughter. Prepare for the life. This is my main goal. It's not about belts, but definitely is about like the heart. Like to be a better person. Like I think in my opinion, this is the martial arts. Like it's not about Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, or any martial arts, but as a coach, your job is to give the right direction.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like you said, you have four kids. I have four kids. I put all mine in martial arts as well, and I see a big improvement. So now let's talk about like the mental health. You mentioned earlier, you said your wife was there for like when you were down during mental health. How much does martial arts affect your mental health? Like, does it help it? Does it make it worse? For people that don't
Hmm.
understand, I mean, I know for me, it's helped me a lot, but I'd love to hear from you, a professional fighter.
And for me, Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, and any martial art is the best therapy ever. Like we train, we be tired and sweat, and then at that hour you don't have problems. You focus on your training, and then automatic you're releasing so much pressure you have on yourself. So it's the best therapy ever. And for me, it's the same way. If I stay 2 or 3 days without training, I can't lift weight or something, but martial arts, if I stay 3, 4 days, I start to be anxious, nervous, like my patience is very small.
Yeah.
So I need to help me as a person to be more calm, to be more, okay, tomorrow the day, choose tomorrow will be. I don't need to think about today.
Yeah.
I like to live the day by day. I don't have so many like, oh, tomorrow have this, that. No, I organize my day, but I also like to let it flow a little bit, because it's too many things in my mind. If I put everything in my mind I'm gonna do tomorrow, I probably not gonna have a good night of sleep.
So with martial arts, um, what would you tell parents that are like kind of on the edge of like maybe like for example, not saying my wife, but I do know friends whose wives are like, I don't want to put my kids into martial arts. They might get hurt. What if they get seriously hurt? And then you go to the studios and the coaches are like, no, actually it's going to be quite the opposite. Their mental health is going to increase. So what would you tell to a parent who is right on the border of not wanting to send their kids to martial arts?
I think I'm 1000% like sure about it. Like for a kid, is necessary, to develop the coordination, self-esteem, everything a kid needs, especially to they growing. They have many different moments. So
Yeah.
for them it's super super important, for everybody, but for a kid even more. Besides this, they learn much faster than adults. It's much easier for a kid to learn. They learn super easy, super fast, natural, having fun. Of course, the way that the coach, the teacher will help more you or help more me, but in the end of the day, everybody gonna learn. Some people gonna learn 30%, some people 20, some people 10, some people 40. But the main thing is everybody learning. Because everybody have a different way, how to learn. But the main thing is the learning. I think the parents need to understand like is the martial arts is healthy. It's for the body and for their mind.
I agree with you. I heard someone say the other day that if you were to walk into a room and you didn't train, you didn't go to the gym, like how would you feel? You would feel self-conscious, right? And then they did this study on people that do train and all that stuff. they walk in with a lot of confidence, but they don't showboat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've noticed that with a lot of fighters, they can kick your butt, they can, you know what I mean? But how does that like? So what I'm trying to ask you is, as a fighter, how long did it take you to control your quote unquote animalistic urge of, you know what I mean, to where you were like,
During the session.
yeah, during the sessions?
This is very important. This is why sparring is so important.
Okay.
I used to say this every single sparring session. Like, guys, in our game, is up. You will receive punch. You will give. You will receive kicks. You will give kicks.
Yeah.
Like you can't go for so personal. But every single one when you start, yeah, like you receive a punch in your face, you feel mad, instinctive. Like, oh, I want to hit this guy. But you do once, two, three, 10 times, and then start to be normal to receive that little pressure. It's not so hard, and even if it's hard, you're gonna learn how to block better. You don't want to be hit it again that way. And then you start to manage your gas, to understand when you can go faster, when you can't, and also why I have to go faster right now. You know, for me, like sparring is the only way to control this part. Like a regular training, like hitting meets or training with your friend, give you the technique, but to apply the technique in the perfect timing and control your mind, sparring. Like
Sparring.
yeah,
Okay.
you have to light sparring. Don't have to be hard. Like 20%,
Yeah.
throwing some punches and kicks, learning. Oh, you kick my leg. Okay, now I need to block. Um, to be more as close we can to be more realistic. As close we can be from the real thing. It's easier to learn. Like you throw a jab, like, oh, move your head, slip. Why? Well, you're gonna do your defense. Then you throw a jab, you receive the guy face, he will do the defense the next one. But automatic, instinctive, you don't want to be hit. You know,
Right.
it's more like this. Like the only way to control your spirit is putting your spirit a little bit on
Yeah.
fire right there.
No, that's cool. I mean, you can take that concept in life in general, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
So like let me ask you, are you a spiritual person? Are you religious? And if so, do you see any of that, going into like, does it affect your world, your MMA
Hmm.
world? Like, because I've heard people talk about, how important it is to have the godly soul in the training of martial arts and to control that side as well.
Yeah.
So,
My whole childhood I was in a Catholic school,
okay.
and then but I was never we go on Sundays in the church and stuff, but I was one yes, three no. I have always had my faith. I talk with my God every day, but I'm also very curious, and then I go Christian, and then I like Buddhism, and then we have from Brazil the Candomblé. In here, I start to go here in the Hillsong, and then after Hillsong, I have some people for so many different religions, and I respect all of them, and I'm super curious to know why this, why that, why this, why that, why this. Like even the Vikings, I like to
Right.
know the gods and stuff. I really like. It's something I really like. So I used to say I have my faith, and I talk with my God, and I have a giant connections. I have many, many moments like He showed me His presence, like uncountable, like to change my life, like one time I was. This probably was in 2012, 20, yeah, in 2012. I was in my house back in the day. I was married, the mom of my daughter, then was broke, zero money. Like I had like $7, let's say, in my wallet, and then my rent was on the Saturday, and this was Thursday, like Thursday 4 p.m. And then my man, what I can do? And she needed a special, different kind of milk, was more expensive. The fridge was not looking the best ever. So you start to be upset, but for your daughter, not for me. I could stay days without eating, My thing was my daughter. And then I can't stay here. Back then I have a little old motorcycle, a Suzuki 125, like to my motorcycle and riding to clear my mind, to see what can I do to provide right now because I need this today. So I was riding my bike and then close to the a mall maybe 5 minutes from my house. My phone ringing in my leg, and I was like vibration, and I never answer my phone, like riding motorcycle. I'm not gonna stop to answer. So like, you know what? I'm gonna stop here. Stop, park my bike, took the phone, and then a number will have like unknown person, and then like, all right. And then I answer like, hey, and then the guy like, hey, Paulo, what's up? And like, who's talking? Like, hey man, it's me. Like me who? And they're like, dude, I trained with you couple years ago, blah blah blah, about the payment. So turns out this guy trained with me like 2 years or 3 years before, private lessons, okay? And then he disappeared. He just disappeared, and then don't pay me, and then make me upset, of course, right? But let her go, keep working, doing my thing, pass the year. So he explained to me it's because he have a trip, and then he was rushing with his family, and he forgot, and he leave. You know, they're like, man, but I'm here. So where? How can I meet you to give you the payment? So he was on me like a couple sessions, was not so many. So they say he was 500, right? So he paid me 3 times more.
Wow.
So I was with the $7 in my wallet for 3K in 10
Wow.
minutes, you know?
Yeah.
So people can say this is coincidence, but for me it's not,
Right.
like the whole thing, the feeling, the ride the bike, why answer my phone, why that guy show up right there, right in that second I really need the money. I have so many moments like this, like just like helping me so much. Like last week, struggling with my wife about some stuff, and then I told her she was struggling, like I told her, hey baby, like relax. Usually when a bunch of bad thing happen, something good coming. I told her this around 11 in the morning, 10 a.m. 4 p.m. we got a great news, like in the same day. And then I told her, look,
Yeah.
look, see, sometimes it's like this, man. Like, and I have my faith, I can't categorize myself as a Catholic or Christian or this or that. I love, I love God.
Yeah.
I have my connection, and is how it works better for me.
Yeah. It seems like that's you're pretty resilient in that. You're
Yeah.
resilient in a lot of things. Um, how about when you did your fights? I know you said you had 25 wins, right? Is there any fun story you could tell the audience where like you were
Doing the
just put
fight.
under, or even one where you were put under pressure and you just remembered not giving up and then you won, or any fun story that kind of goes similar to having resilience?
I mean, one time I was in Poland. This fight MMA, right? And then I was gonna fight this guy. And then, but I didn't even know who he was, just the opportunity to show up. The money was good, like, let's go, So turns out this guy was the guy from the city, giant. And then in the weight was not even close. Let's say in pounds, I was 175 and the guy was 230, And then, oh no, it's the same weight. Not even put the scale, nothing, like,
Oh,
here, like old school was like this before. Like they look like, you guys look similar, go together, but this was not similar at all. So they put the guy to beat the shit of me, right? Like, all right, I'm here, let's fight. So first round, dude, this guy spanked me. First round, like super strong. Like I trying to block, move around, and I literally survived the first round. Second round, I started to do better, like feeling my body. He was not hurting me, but but still he was doing better, but I was feeling like, I think I can do that, and then third round he tired, gas out, like big dude. And then I realized, like, oh man, it's my
yeah,
turn,
your turn.
you know dude. I finished the first and the third round. I give a couple combos and I use a lot of low kicks. So one of his low kicks, he lost the balance, just goes straight for his back, finish the fight. And everybody who was in the crowd, boo, 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 and they was like clapping the hands, and like happy. That feeling was great, make me feel great. Like people who was not liking me at all, in turned out like 5 minutes, they now like, okay, they like you, That was very turning point for me, like as a fighter, like wow, I like that,
Yeah.
But also have bad moments. No, oh, I win the fight. I beat the guy in the first round, did the guy in the second round, third round. I'm so cocky, like, yeah, I'm good. And then the guy do like a high kick, boom, in my head, like dizzy, and the
Yeah.
referee stopped the fight. So I won first, second, third. Then in the last round, the guy with one kick done. And then the lesson, you learn the lessons,
Yeah.
and you pass for your students, like, hey, don't do that. Don't do like I did when I was younger.
What's your go-to motto that you tell your students?
What do you mean?
Like, uh, do you have like a saying that you always tell them that just repetition, like
Man,
position before
probably.
submission, something
Oh
like that.
yeah,
I've heard
yeah,
a
yeah. I
coach say
get it.
that.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of saying in Brazil.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many, Levi. It's so many. Like it's hard to think of a couple of them, but I mean, it's like sparring. Like it's our game is this about hit and be hit.
Hit and be hit. What was it?
You're gonna hit and gonna be hit. Like
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
gonna give, you receive. It's
Yeah.
how it is. Like you need to train as close you can to the fight to make the fight more natural for you. Also respects the limits. Um, man, I don't know.
Well,
So,
you can think about that.
yeah, I know I have a bunch, but
Yeah.
right now,
I put you on the spot.
yes.
Um, so like, okay, obviously you're a coach. How many days a week does for the average guy that's like such as myself? I'm just probably 2 years into MMA, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu. What do you think a good routine is for someone, starting out like myself? What's a good?
Regular person just to
Yeah.
learn martial arts,
Yeah.
3 times a week is the minimum.
Okay.
Less than this is hard because let's say you train Tuesdays and Thursdays. But Thursday you have something in your family, you can't go. So you're gonna be out from the gym Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then basically you're gonna just a little bit of review from what you did before. So kind of you do 3 steps forward, 2 step back all the time.
Hmm.
You feel stuck. You know, I usually say this for my students, like you need to have 3 good days, and if any day in a week you will be able to go to the gym, go again. As
Okay.
like as a bonus, because maybe next week you're not gonna be able to make the 3, but you did 4 this week. So you're gonna
Yeah.
feel better. In actually you did. So you have 4 trainings, not 3. In the next week, beside 3, you have 2. So you're gonna work out 6 times, which you're gonna be 3 each week, right? So
Mhm.
you still in a good path, like right
Yeah.
there. But jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, I think at least 3 times a week. But if I can pick like how many days specifically for me, if it was starting, I would say 4. 4 would be the perfect number, in
Okay.
my opinion.
So for all those people that are looking to join into the
Yeah,
beautiful world of MMA, that's a good start.
yeah.
So then when we met, you know that I came from a powerlifting background and the importance of weights. It's funny because now that I don't, do as heavy weights anymore and this and that, and train more, do you think as a coach it's important to continue to lift weights? And when it comes to diet, is there any specific diet that you want to recommend, like high protein, high carbs, or anything like that that you've learned over the years?
Uh-huh. As a if you do martial arts and you do the weights, like some people want to be a fighter, but the how they train the weights, they want to do like a bodybuilder, and this is not gonna match. Sooner or later, you're gonna have a bad injury, because it's very different. The mindset, the diet. So if you do a jiu-jitsu guy or Muay Thai, if you're just pressing, you need to make sure you're not gonna go so heavy this and that, because the angles you're gonna move your body, you're not gonna have you're not gonna be so flexible. So for a jiu-jitsu, the guy give you arm bar, you have a giant chance to hurt your biceps or
Yeah.
your elbow, because the angle is you be too tight, too much isometry, and your muscle is already pumped. You know what I mean? Like the angle is not going to be good for you. The articulation, you're not going to be so ready for that.
Yeah.
But it's more than necessary for any martial art to do a workout, to do weights. This is why it's so important for to have your coach, to give you the right direction. So to ask you, what do you do? You do jiu-jitsu? Okay. So this way he knows which exercise will be better for you, you know? It's super important, this direction. Super important. Like people want to save money, but they're not saving, because that money you're gonna expend in couple beers and pizza, you're gonna invest in yourself, in your healthy, you're paying the coach, of course, but he's helping you to go in the right direction. So this way you're not gonna have injury. You're gonna do the proper way. You're gonna rest this day. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. Diet the same way. If you train super good but you eat super bad, kind of don't have balance over there. So this is why so many people like, oh, man, I lost 15 pounds. Okay, and then he gained 20 next month. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they want, and everybody want everything so fast. I want to lose 20 pounds this month. Do you think 20 pounds 1 month is healthy? Like
Right.
you lost, but your body is such a deficit right there. So for you have this weight back, it will be super easy. So 1 week out the gym, drinking and blah blah blah, you're gonna gain like many pounds right there. And then you're gonna feel frustrated because you such a hard work and you lost this 20 and I gained 7 pounds this weekend. What you did, just keeping eating like
Yeah.
crap food. So it's hard, it's very important. And I always have a lot of help from nutritionists from Brazil, like Marco Noronha, Karine, Yolanda. They are people who always help me a lot, to specific how many pounds will be your fight, this. So you're gonna eat this hour, this hour, like very, very specific. And they scale this like 30 grams of this, 100 grams of chicken, salad for this and that. Man, it's hard. Of course, it's hard, not easy.
Right.
But after 2 weeks, you start to be used to and not so hard anymore,
Yeah.
But easy? No. Who say is easy is lying.
I have a fun question. Whenever you're on the streets and people see the cauliflower ears, did they ever give you the look?
Oh my God, every day,
Because
like,
of
yeah.
course you see it on Instagram. Oh, you don't want to mess with that guy with his
I mean,
ears.
like, no, I was looking for a place, for rent this week, and then I arrived there to see the guy. And
Yeah.
as soon as he saw me, my ears,
Yeah.
my tattoos and stuff, I could tell his eye, like, oh. And then I started talking to him, and like the first thing he was, oh man, you actually a nice guy, I was like, oh, he's judging, right now. Like,
Yeah.
man, people does, normal, but like the ears is people like, oh, it's something people really want. I never want these ears at all,
I've heard about that.
I always man protecting, but after training like harder, let's say like that, jiu-jitsu and MMA,
Right.
mine was training MMA, it was not jiu-jitsu, knees and punches and stuff, so it started to hurt and have this two weird ears now, But if, oh, do you want? No, I would like to have my normal ears back,
Yeah.
But people like, oh, such a nice stuff. I'm like, no, guys, it's not nice, not for me. I don't like.
It's funny because I've seen on Instagram people talk about that. They're like, "Oh, we want to get the ears
They
just for
heat.
the
They put
looks."
water bottles and heat,
Yeah,
and they
just for the
explode.
looks.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
look.
don't want to pay the price.
No, they don't want to train.
Yeah. And talking about paying the price, what do you think about? We're about the same age. I feel that the whole MMA, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu has kind of become kind of popular and trending within the last 7 years, right? And
Yeah.
what do you think about the people that come in and they don't want to pay the price? And what I mean by that is, as a musician, I played in bands. I started going to shows when I was 13. 13 to 23, 33. I put my years in, right? I earned the respect of top musicians, things like that. But it kind of bugs me seeing people come into anything, a sport, especially like MMA, and think they can just skip all the steps. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking that is, what advice do you give to the kids that maybe don't want to get into martial arts for this reason? Because I've met a lot of people that say, well, we don't want to join because this and this and that. Like, so I guess my question is, what made MMA become so trending in America? You know,
UFC.
just UFC. Yeah.
Yeah, UFC. Dana White is very good, marketing guy. Have good fighters and from Brazil, from the West, from many countries. But and then it's in TV all the time, you know. And then they hired a famous basketball player to wear a shirt for them, you know. And then automatic you're gonna see the brand over and over and over. And this and that pay-per-view, you know, like they sell very well, you know. But right now it is not the only show, of course, like the big one, but the bigger show in the whole world about martial arts, it's UFC, you know. I have one championship as well, which is my favorite, you know. But is UFC, like, about numbers, is the number one, you know, make super popular, you know. But to skip is very hard. Like if you want to be a professional fighter, you can't skip. You know,
Right.
like you have to pay the price. You have to train happy and sad. You have to train healthy and not so healthy. You will train with injuries. You're gonna train hurt. You know, you're gonna train when you don't want. Because discipline is this. You know, is to do what you have to do, not what you want to do. You know, it's too easy to do what we want to do. Oh, I want this and that, but this is not discipline. Discipline is to train a hard day, to train when you don't want to go. And with me, I have so many moments I was like, I don't want to train today. I'm so tired. I already trained 2 hours in the morning. I did my weights already, so already no. And then I go train. That day is like the magic. You know, you fly. You know, like you training like a beast, amazing. Your gas unstoppable, but you was tired. Explain this. I can't. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And some days I was like, oh, today's the day. I'm on fire. And then like you're gonna go sparring, like people beat you in the first round, the second round, third round, and you're like, wow, what happened? You know. So we need to embrace. You know what I mean? Like if you go, you go.
Right.
If you don't go halfway, you know. But also the main advice is I would like to say for everybody is this: like try. You know, really try.
Yeah.
If you want to try jiu-jitsu, try. Give yourself the experience. Maybe it's not for you, maybe it is, right? But if you go out, I train 2 times. 2 times is nothing, you know? Like
Yeah.
give yourself 2 months, train 3 times a week. If you don't like, that's it. Go for Muay Thai, go for bicycle, go to running, something. The main thing is to have a sport, you know, because everybody needs as a physical, also as a mental health, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you. Um, so do you have any fun new things coming in your life?
Man, like I open in May 1st. I open my own team. You
Okay.
know, Taurus MMA has been great, and I'm looking forward to have my own space right now, my
Okay.
own gym. You know, it's a dream coming true. Like very very soon. Like it's about details right now. So it's like a kid's morning, you know, for me right now, and I'm super excited. You know, super excited. And my relationship is great. You know, like I don't have any complaints right now. You know, of course, this and that happened in life, but like I lost my mom this year was a big hit on me. You know, like giant. I had a couple months with depression, bad one. You know, my wife helped me a lot with this, and some friends as well, my faith as well. But I passed this moment. I feel better right now. Great? No, I don't feel great. I would be lying if I was, 100%.
Yeah.
Not 100%, but I'm always working. You know, I'm happy. I'm providing. I'm giving love for my everybody surround me. You know how I am. You know. Uh, but the funny stuff, man, is like it's just day by day. You know, funny thing happen in the gym. You know, this and that person, and but the only thing make me more excited right now is this is a new chapter in my life. To have my own gym, to have my own team was already a big step. Super happy about that. Super proud as well. Not just proud of me, but proud of my friends and my family and everybody who helped me in this journey. No, nobody don't exist coach with no students. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be handling everything how I did without the support of my wife. So also the faith of my mom when she passed away, she was my number one fan. You know, like you're amazing. You
Yeah.
did that. You did that. So moments like this was building something inside of me too. Like you know what? One more step,
Yeah.
one more day. You know, like it's so hard today. No, tomorrow will be better. So this faith, this focus, this discipline, definitely put me where I am right now.
Yeah, man, it sounds like you just adapted pretty well, especially with the loss of your mother. I mean, even for myself, when I was 13, I lost my mom. And, as a Jew, that's a time where we are bar mitzvahed. But I was actually just thinking the other day, I was like, when I lost my mother, life forced me to adapt and forced me to deal with pain. So, like I was saying, when a Jewish boy turns 13, he's bar mitzvahed. So, when a time when I'm supposed to be celebrating that, I'm having to learn to adapt to pain right away,
Yeah.
which I've applied to in a lot of areas of my life. And it sounds like kind of same things happening to you. You've had to adapt and become resilient and
Yeah,
disciplined.
man. It's a big
And,
hit, you know that. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like part of me. I lost,
yeah,
like when the way I feel was like part of me was dead right there.
yeah,
For me, bring the happiness and stuff. I was not in my mind. I was like, I can't. In
yeah,
my mind, I was like, I can't. That Paulo, is dead.
yeah,
In my mind it was like, and then my wife, I'm like, no, you can do this, you can do
yeah,
that. Let's work on this. But it was hard, not just for me, but maybe harder even for them.
yeah,
To see you changing, see all your pain. Is hard. It was like such a hard moment. Like in the breakfast, I'm eating my food here and start to cry.
yeah,
From nothing, from nothing. You just like was when I feel like, wow, I need
yeah,
help. Like was like
yeah,
super hard, super hard. But I was holding in the good memories and in the
yeah,
all the stuff that she teach me and all my responsibility as well.
yeah,
Who my all my kids need me, my wife need me.
yeah,
It's it's too much to help and support. So I was like, I can't fail like this bad.
yeah,
I was on the ground, but start to like you receive a knockdown in a fight. Like
yeah,
you dizzy, but you know what? I can go up. I can recover from that. So it's how I face this moment. When like life give me a big knockdown, but don't knock me out. So
yeah,
I stand and raise it with my faith and work harder. Focus much bigger. Could not be the same. Because if it was the same, I'm not gonna be able to. So I had to put my bigger goals. I have to do more this. I had to change my day to make more interesting for me and to help me to get up.
yeah. No, man, I know. I feel that pain.
Yeah, it's hard. You know how
It's
it
it's
is.
a tough one.
It's a moment hard in life. I think maybe the worst one I ever
Yeah,
had. But faith, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah. I know.
I can't explain how hard it is, but also I believe I know we're gonna see her again. So
Of course. Yeah,
it's in my mind like not today.
yeah.
But one day.
No, yeah, I agree. So you're gonna fight again? You're gonna do some
Oh
pro
no,
fights? You over that?
I'm very
You're
over
over
it.
it? Yeah,
I'm
because
very
I'm
over it.
always wondering that with when
Yeah, my friend also, oh, man, maybe just one fight a
yeah,
year. Like, dude, I'm 40 right
yeah.
now. Do you think I want to be that crazy diet again? I don't want that crazy diet
But you
again.
have a team though, right?
Yeah,
And are
now I
they
have.
gonna
Yeah, oh
fight?
yeah, they're
Okay.
fine. My student
Yeah.
right now, Martin, he's gonna fight for a belt on October 1st in San Francisco. So everything goes great. Like I want to give them the direction, and then help them to do better than I did. As I really believe in this. I don't want them to be me. I want them to be much better.
Yeah.
Learn and have a Muay Thai better than mine. Like Jiu Jitsu better than mine, and I give everything I have to. I give 100% for maybe they can get 70.
Yeah.
80. So nobody learned 100%, but if we keep learning every day 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, 80, one day that 80 is actually 100. So my main focus is just to teach, to bring families, to build a community, to make everybody to see more smiles, to people more healthy, bringing to me like good news, like, oh, coach, now my son do this and that. Thanks so much. Oh man, my wife is so happy right now. Like we are training with you, and this changed our day, our routine. This is the kind of payment I'm. This is how I raise my hand right now. Not the
Yeah.
referee right now, is the students, the feeling.
Yeah. So you said you're gonna do a gym. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, um, Like what kind? Is it an MMA gym or just Muay
Yeah,
Thai?
I would teach Muay Thai and
Okay.
Jiu-Jitsu. You know,
Okay.
I'm not you're not gonna be. My goal is to have a family gym. So I
Okay.
want you, your wife, and your kids
Yeah.
training. You know what I
Nice.
mean? So
Yeah.
um, have many gyms, amazing gyms for fighters to professional to bigger. You know, like my main goal, like is for the families. No, of
Okay.
course, like I just told you, we have the fighters as well. You know, we have
Yeah.
a team for competition. I'm gonna help them and support, but I want a different angle. You know, about this part right now. I'm not so focused for the fighters. My main focus is more the family. You know,
Yeah.
to change as many lives I can. You know, to support, to help. You know, to bring great coaches to help me to make the gym even better, you know. Hopeful until November is already open.
Yeah. I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
Godspeed.
close to your house, by the
Yeah.
way.
And I'll be there. So, let's think. Any other fun things about you as a person aside from,
Man,
aside from MMA and all that? What about just some general fun facts about you?
oh man, so many, you know, like dude, like nobody believe, but when I was around 18, I have a band, you know, a group.
I didn't know that.
Yes, yes, believe me
You
or
didn't
not,
tell
the
me.
singer.
Singer,
The
you didn't even
singer,
tell
dude.
me.
I know that because it's fun fact, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's a fun
So
fact.
we have this kind of music in Brazil called pagode. You know,
Never heard of it.
I know that. Impossible.
Yeah.
And this one is a different, even different version. It's like swingeira call, which is like a very fast dance. Instead of dude, I was obsessed with this stuff for good 3 years, making the concerts and stuff. You know, and then I
That's
quit. My
crazy.
students, they still asking, Coach, can I just see a video? Have
Yeah.
one video, dude, but like the only person who saw was my wife.
Oh,
And then she was like, "Oh, interesting," you know. She like,
I
yeah, she was not so happy about, it, you know. She's like, she like, I'm glad you don't do this anymore.
oh, speaking of which, music, what kind of bands do you play in the gym?
Oh, then to listen,
Yeah.
man, it depends. I like I put some music from Brazil, but the main I like a lot of hip hop,
Hip
you
hop,
know.
okay.
Rock and roll, you know, like
Yeah.
CDC, you
Yeah.
know, I like
Sepultura.
Metallica, Iron Maiden, Sepultura from Brazil, you know. So they know when I'm teaching, they can tell like, oh, it's Paulo teaching the class right now. I like this kind of music, you know, like motivate me and automatically I can motivate them as well, you know. So I
Mhm.
don't like very slow music, you know, for to
Of
teaching.
course.
And also for spying, like sometimes put them for some salsa, you know, like
Oh,
some stuff like that. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Learning, you know, I could hear in a couple different places, you know, and you know what, I like that, you know. And you go learn, you know. This gym I work in the gyms like in Yorba Linda, Huntington Beach, Garden Grove,
Yeah.
you know, Fountain Valley, Tustin, you know. So I go learning from different areas what everybody needs, you know. So this way I can be a better coach. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can't teach the same way in Huntington, the same way I go in Yorba Linda. You know what I'm saying? Like the 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 people are they are different. You know, so you as a coach you need to adapt
Yeah.
and see what they need. So I gonna cook my food, but sometimes with a little different spices. You know, to
Yeah.
make everybody happy. And then also for me, I need to learn how it is now having my gym soon. I need this more than ever. So I know so many different cities, so many different people help me a lot. My vision as a coach, as the gym owner, to give the best I can. You know,
Yeah.
I'm very picky on this. You know, like I always do my best. Doesn't matter the day. Like I can have a very hard day, but I I I want to give that day your best experience, you know. So this is
Yeah.
what I want. Like you go from my place, you're gonna have the best experience about the mats, about the restrooms, about the service, about the class, about everything, you
Yeah.
know. And that's it. Like this is why I say like, oh, where's the best gym? The best gym is the gym you work better for you.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree with that.
that's the best gym. Like some student like, oh, coach, that guy trained with you before, don't train with you anymore. Like, what's the problem? No problem. You know, what's the problem? No problem. He's still training.
Yeah.
Great. You know, like if work better for a student, great. If you want to come back, great. You know, like I don't have this control, you know, so I'm always open to make friends, and so my door will always be open for everybody who want to train with me. Also, if you want to challenge yourself and change the gyms, the door is still open as well. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person like to see a student as a product. You know,
Right.
I you guys are important, much more important than the money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't see it as a paycheck. I see you as a person. I want to know your name. I want to know a little bit about you, you know, and then maybe if you have some connection, we can be friends as well, you know. This is me as a person.
Yeah.
So of course I need to find the boundaries to be the Paulo coach, and also the Paulo the gym owner, so to not mix to this too much in the people minds, but I like to be very accessible. You know, like I don't like that different. Like, oh, the coach and the student. It's coach and student. You know, like
Okay.
we are equal. I have a little bit more experience. I'm gonna help you to have the best experience, to give the right direction. I give you 5 directions, right? I'm gonna tell you, Levi, the first three, you this and that gonna happen. This two, this gonna happen. If I was you, I would pick this three. But you are allowed to pick whatever you want, you know, and then you go for this one, this direction, who's gonna give you a hard time. You choose, deal with. You have to. You can make it. I told you it would be harder, but if you wanna, you can go. But I need to have my mind very. I feel free about that because I don't, I'm not like the some coach like, oh, I struggle in this and that, so you need to struggle this and that. No, I don't. I really don't believe in that. I really don't like this mentality. For me, it's like this: if I struggle on this and that, guys, so don't do this, don't do that. If you're gonna do it, it's on you. I don't have this power, you know, to hold in your hand like, no, you're not gonna do. But I don't want you to struggle, you know. I don't. Oh, we crashed these 3 spots here. No, just go here, Levi. Go straight ahead, turn right, better. That's it.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
I don't want my students or my friends to struggle. You know, I don't believe like you guys can learn just for to struggle and then this can happen, because this will happen with me, but maybe it's not gonna happen for you. You know, like what is good for me cannot be good for you. You know, like you like for green shirt, you have the black shirt.
Right.
So what's the problem? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Zero.
Yeah, I feel you. You know, while you were saying that, I was thinking about something. Our mutual friend, Ricardo, Professor Ricardo, he was teaching me about situational awareness and surrounding,
Self
especially,
defense.
yeah. And especially when you're in the octagon in the cage, you have to adapt to the range,
Yes.
right? So for me, what I find very fun lately is everything that I'm learning on the mat, in the cage, I'm adapting to my real life, right? And that's
Like
been
what?
pretty awesome. Well, like for that example, like the way you have to strike is according to the spatial structure,
Yeah.
right? And I can take that same thing and apply it to my life, right? So that's what I like about martial arts for
Yeah.
myself lately is I've been not only just learning the physical aspect, but like I've been
You understand?
applying it
Yes.
in my everyday life, and it's been making me a better parent, better
This
husband.
is martial arts.
Yes,
You understand? This is martial arts.
yeah, that's martial arts.
And how it happened.
Yeah,
Automatic. You know, you transferred what you learn for your life.
yes,
You know what I mean? Like and how it is. Like sometimes it's not what you want, it's what you have in hands. You know.
yeah,
Oh, you are a striker. You know, kick a lot, but you hurt your feet, so you're gonna quit. No,
right,
you're gonna strike with your arms, with your knees, with your elbows. Do your best. You know. Life is the same way. Put you down, get up. You know, it's how it is, man. Pure martial arts. This is exactly what I believe. You know, like,
yeah,
I like to say this too. Like, I have a student who asked me this question a couple weeks ago. Like, talking in a restaurant like about martial arts and how we learn this and that. He's like, coach, but he was not doing martial arts back in the days. Like, why do I need to do Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu? Why do I need martial arts? Then my answer was this, like you don't have to. You don't have to do martial art. But do you think you're able to protect yourself for a situation having the street, or to save your wife life for your kids if anything happened. He looked at me like, when the person is zoning, like
Yeah.
I could tell he was creating a situation in his brain, his mindset was changing right there. And like, oh, I got it, coach. Sure enough, he started to train next week, and it is true. We never know when we're gonna need.
I agree with that.
We never know we're gonna need. Like if my kids in my hands to protect them, you're gonna be scared. A guy, oh, he's bigger than me. Whatever. What the problem is? Size. You're gonna learn this in martial arts. Size not gonna matter if you have the right technique. So you life. Your life everything can change in your life in a half second. So we need to be ready, We need to
Yeah.
be ready for ourselves and for anybody. Someone have something happen in the street and you can help, you know?
I was gonna go to your Instagram, and there was a question I was gonna ask you.
Give me.
It says Junior. I've been wanting to ask you, what is the Junior part of your name?
Well, my name is like
Yeah.
a pray, like
Like,
almost amen in the end. It's too big.
is that
My name is Paulo Nelson Barroso Simões Junior.
okay?
Why? Because in Brazil it's like this. They say your name is Levi Simões,
Okay.
and then you have a kid, and then you or your wife want to put the kid the same name than you. So the need has to be Levi Simões Junior.
Oh, okay.
So it's very, very, very common in Brazil. So
So
the
was
kid
your
has the same. My dad is the same
is he a
name.
fighter? Your dad, was he a fighter?
No,
Okay.
his name is Paulo Nelson Barroso Simões. So
Okay.
me, Paulo Nelson
Oh,
Barroso Simões Jr.
okay. Did not know
You
that.
know,
Brazilian
Yeah,
culture.
Brazilian culture. Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
giant names. 5
Okay.
right now.
Yeah. Does your dad ever call you Junior?
No, he
No.
called Paulo.
Just
Paulo,
Paulo.
Paulo,
Okay.
Paulo. All my life was Paulo, Paulo Nelson. Some friends I called Junior, but was very random. Like is
Yeah.
that random? You not even look when they call. Junior, Junior. And then I have a sister who called me Junior, but
Okay.
for her voice I know it's her, but
Yeah.
it was not common. It was Paulo or Paul Nelson.
Got
Or Ricardo called me Paulada,
it.
Paulão,
Yeah.
Paulinho. It's Brazilians, We
Yeah.
have
Oh, I know.
nicknames. We are on.
Yeah. Yeah. I've met a lot of Brazilians
Right?
lately. Yeah. I think I'm good with questions. I don't know if you want to, say any last things.
No, man. Like I'm happy to talk here
Yeah,
with
I'm
you right
happy.
now, and the opportunity, and just maybe send here a message, guys. If you guys want to train martial arts for in thinking maybe, oh, should I go ahead, try, challenge yourself, give yourself the chance to learn, searching different gyms, see which gym you feel more comfortable, which coach mindset help you more. This is why it's important for you to go in a gym and try different class with different people teaching. So maybe the my class you're not gonna like, but you go for a Levi class and the way he explained is better for you. Martial arts is healthy. Martial arts is life. So if you want something gonna help you a lot, like in your life in so many different aspects, go train. All right. And if you want to know where my gym will be, it will be in Font Valley, Taurus MMA. All right. If you guys have any questions, message me, call me, Instagram, Facebook. I'm always 24/7 available. That's it, my friend.
All right, man. We're gonna go hit the mat, right?
Yes, sir.